this is Doc Jean and welcome to Dental Life. Now, on this video, I am very excited because I will explain to you the 3 simple steps on how to begin your dental life. If you have watched the previous video wherein I discussed the 5 different stages of a dental life of a dentist, then do watch it first before you watch this video because it is kinda related. Ano ba yung 3 steps, mga dokis? Majority of the time, mga dokis, parang ganito yan. When a patient enters into your clinic, di ba the first thing we should do is get information plus diagnose. Pero, mga dokis, sa totoo lang ha, magpakatotoo tayo. Minsan dahil sa matinding pangangailangan, we sometimes skip those important things. We just let the patient write their name, their age, whatever it is, the typical information, and we don't really thoroughly diagnose or even understand our patient. Lalo na if it is her or his first visit. Napaka-critical niyan, dokis. Ganyan din sa tunay na buhay. We need to gather information, get to know who we are, in order that we will be able to have a starting point and create a good plan for a good dental life. Interesado na ba kayong malaman? Okay. As I mentioned before, I called my management of practice or practice management na normally tinutulugan ko yan nung college. At marami, ganyan ang ginagawa natin. Now, I call this SMART. That is S for skills, M for mindset, A for attitudes, R, resources, and T, talent. Alam nyo mga dokis, if you watch my video about my own dental life, this is SMART is something I have developed even when I was young. Wala pa nga siyang pangalan eh. And I was able to develop it when I experienced the darkest hours in my professional and personal life. Parang si Moira, as I've mentioned on my other video, na she ended up writing beautiful songs when she was going through such difficulty in life. Ako naman, mga dokis, I was able to write a book about practice management. At yan, mga dokis, ang sinishare ko sa inyo. Why? Because I'm really amazed on how I can still stand here in front of you discussing this, smiling, and feeling better of what is going on in my life after going through such challenges. So, at any rate, dokis, what I want you to do is write down all your skills, all your mindset, your attitude, your resources right now, and the talents you have. And do these 3 steps. This is your information gathering. And the first step is assessment. Kung halimbawa, dokis, nasa newbie stage ka, and you don't even know whether you're going to study abroad, or study here, or start working for another dentist, or start working in a corporate clinic, or starting your own practice. Hindi mo alam kung ano bang best na gagawin mo. Then, put your SMART in paper. Visualize it. Kasi mga dokis minsan, ayaw nating mag-isip. Para bang sasabog ang kokote mo pag nag-isip ka. Lalo na kapag dumadaan ka sa medyo mahirap na panahon ng buhay mo. You just wanna skip that and do whatever you need to do in order to live. Okay naman yung Doki kung gusto mo yung ganong style. Kaya lang, basically, yung mga ganyan, yan yung sinasabi nilang naiipon sa'yo hanggang sa sumabog ka. And then, or, lalo na, sabi nila, when emotions are high, logic is low. So, totoo yun mga Dokis. Kaya, kapag nasa challenging moments kayo, instead na i-ignore nyo or gusto mo na lang mag-pretend, diba? So, sabi nga nila, fake it until you make it. Normally, sometimes you get away with it, but if you really want to handle it properly, write down the 5 individual things that you have. So, kung newbie ka mga Dokis, halimbawa ang skill mo is typically kung ano lang ang naaral mo sa school, which is sometimes, in my experience, it's really not enough mga Dokis. Yan ang katotohanan yan. When you graduate, minsan yung curriculum parang 19 kopong-kopong pa. And honestly, I have seen a lot of the curriculums right now that doesn't even really change. So, iba na technology, iba na ang buhay, iba na ang demand, pero yung tinuturo are still the same. Because dun papasok ang mindset. Minsan, yung mindset na nagtuturo sa inyo ay, yan na kasi yung evidence-based. So, yan na lang ang ituturo ko. And, dahil napaka-limited ng gusto nilang ituro sa inyo, your mindset becomes the same. So, you have to figure out if you are a newbie, kung anong mindset mo. A, attitude. Yan. Napaka-importante niyan, mga Dokis. Ano ba attitude mo? Ang attitude mo, kung ang attitude mo ay pwede na, then, I guess, hanggang doon na lang. Third is resources. Ano ba meron ka right now? Financially, emotionally, mentally, family. Yan ang mga resources mo. You have to figure out what are the available resources you have right now in order to help you decide. And then, talents. Alam nyo mga Dokis, sinasabi nila lagi, we are born equal. But actually, we are not. Kasi there are things na inherent sa isang tao. And one of those is talent. So, i-list down mo kung ano mga talent mo. Once you do that, yung mga minention ko, that is the first step. Assessment. I-assess nyo, mga Dokis, kung ano yung 5 meron kayo. Because these are the things that will allow you to see what is the best step next in your dental life. Mag-aaral ka ba? Paano kung ang plano mo, gusto mo mag-aral abroad, pero ang magulang mo, hindi naman kaya. Now, kaya mo ba na kumuha ng visa na makakapagtrabaho ka sa Amerika? Saan ka titira? Sino ang resources mo doon na tutulong sa'yo? Ikaw ba ay ganun may enough attitude na kakayanin mo ang buhay sa Amerika o sa ibang bansa kung saan ka man mag-aaral? This is how you assess every smart na ililista nyo sa papel ninyo. The second step is identify your motivation. What motivates you ba, Doki? Is it money, prestige, popularity, fame, love for family? You wanna be better? You know, what motivates you? Kailangan maging honest ka, mga Dokis. Kasi minsan, alam mo, sinungaling kasi tayo sa sarili natin. Sa totoo lang ha, minsan kasi, marami sa atin nagpapagudi-gudi. Yung, alam mo na, nagpe-pretend na dahil sa paniniwala nila sa buhay nila, ang feeling nila, ang dentistry is service at parang pare. Now, later on, mga dokis, sa mga susunod na video ko sa inyo, ipapakita ko sa inyo ang tamang mindset. Now, sa totoo lang, kailangan malaman nyo talaga what motivates you. Do you want to financially be stable? Do you want to grow in your career? Do you want na maganda ang picture nyo sa Facebook dahil nag-aaral kayo sa isang prestigious na eskwelahan? You know? Or pinipilit ka ng magulang mo na mag-aral ka para ikaw ang magmana ng clinic nila? Iyan ba ang motivating factor mo? Iyan ba ang gusto mong gawin? Now, mga dokis, if you really want to have a good dental life on the next stage, lalo na sa mga baguhan na mga newbies, this is the most critical part. If you have a goal, you need to know what are your SMART and necessity and what really motivates you to do it. The third part, mga dokis, is ang tinatawag kong reverse engineering. Ano ba yung reverse engineering? Ibig sabihin, ganito yan, mga dokis. Kung halimbawa, stable na ang practice mo at ikaw ay nasa tinatawag kong stud na stage, and if you want to understand ano yung mga stages, there is a video that I explained what are the 5 stages of dental life. Okay? So, kung nasa stud stage ka and you have a stable profession and now you are planning to save money, to be financially stable when you become a veteran or nasa last stage ng dental life ninyo, then let's just say you want to earn 1 million in the first every month. Okay? And you want to save 500,000 a month. Okay? Kung i-reverse engineering mo yan, mga dokis, from 500,000 a month, you need to figure out how much do you really earn. Ibig sabihin ay yung gross profit, yung lahat na natanggap mong pera, minus expenses, lahat ng ginastos sa buwan na yon. And then, ano ang naging neto mo or net income. Now, from the net income, depende kung anong klaseng practice meron kayo, private, partnership, or corporate, may certain amount yan na pupunta sa'yo. If you want 500,000 savings every month, then you have to reverse engineer. You have to figure out, mga dokis, magkano ba ang maisisave mo per day para makuha mo ang 500,000. At yung per day na yon, dumidepende sa working days mo. Kasi siyempre, mga dokis, yung non-working days mo, ibig sabihin, hindi ka nagtatrabaho nung panahon na yan. So, dahil mahina ang kokote ko sa math, ang ending niyan is, ang gagawin mo ay i-divide mo kung ilan. So, let's just say, for example, you can save 10,000 at ikaw ay nagtatrabaho ng 5 days a week. So, kung sa 10,000, 5 days a week, then it means makakasave ka ng 50,000. And then, kung every month is sa isang buwan, may 4 na linggo, so, ibig sabihin, 50,000 times 4. Ibig sabihin, 200,000 lang ang masisave mo. So, maa-achieve mo ba yung 500,000? Of course not. That's why, magre-reverse engineer ka. Ibig sabihin, kailangan taasan mo ng higit sa 10,000 ang sinisave mo a day. Let's just say, 50,000 a day, that's 250,000. Again, 250,000, imumultiply mo by 4. Now, lalagpas ka ngayon sa half a million. Ma-achieve mo yon in the end of the month. However, Dokis, you have now to assess whether you can really earn that much and less expense, at kung ano man yung style ng practice mo, will you be able to really save? So, ang mangyayari dyan, Dokis, sa 500,000, you work 5 days in a week. So, ibig sabihin, 500,000 divided by 20. And it means, you need to save money at least 25,000 per day. Yan ang reverse engineering, mga Dokis, so that you will be able to really achieve your goal. Kasi mga Dokis, kung gusto mong parang ako, magpapapayat, sabi ko magpapapayat ako, pero hindi ko binababaan ang calories ko, kain ako ng kain, umiinom ako ng sandamakmak na coffee, anong mangyayari sa akin? You need to be able to really do the 3 things. Assess your smart, then figure out what motivates you so that this will be your fuel to achieve what you want to achieve. And third, reverse engineer and create a plan and stick to it. Yan, mga Dokis, ang dapat mong ginagawa kung gusto mong ma-achieve ang goal mo sa iyong dental life. If you have learned something from this video, please don't forget to like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell para naman mga Dokis na notify ka every time na naglalabas ako ng something na matututunan nyo in order to grow and sustain your dental practice and make your dental life really good. This is Doc Jean. Always stay safe and be healthy. Bye!